Final Pogba will leave it for Rashford. He strikes. Oh, it's a goal! Staying on his feet this time. Oh, they went for Martial! Lovely touch by Fernandez. Cavani! Rashford all the way across goal. What a finish!
Good night. Good night.
Good night. Good night.
Welcome all to All In, All United. Right. Today was another a Champions League game. A game where we are already qualified, and as also as winners of the group. And the coach Rannick, of course, would have made 11 changes, guys. You know, and definitely guys would have been placed in the shop window, or to put a hand up to say, hey, you know, maybe I deserve a chance. Within the first team, more or less, you know, and definitely we had to get into that. You know, we had to get into that. We had to talk about, you know, who would have took the chance, you know, some of the young ones coming up, and the game overall, you know. So, Chef, I'll start with you, you know. May your thoughts and let me see how it goes.
All right. Good night, everybody.
Yeah,
So, when I saw the starting lineup, it made me smile. You know, it was good to see so much fringe players, so much players. I think should be getting a little more playing time, getting an opportunity today, and as you said, to stake a claim. It was especially good to see Henderson back. You know, he's going through a lot COVID-wise and all that sort of thing. So, yeah, it was good to see them fellas and them play. The one thing that I've taken from since our new manager has taken charge is the word called control. And you can see with everything this man preach is about control. Today we played, you know, basically our under-23 side with a sprinkling of youngsters. But if you compare this game to the first leg against Young Boys, just chalk and cheese. This game had a lot of control. If our finishing was a little better, this game could have been a bag today. So, all in all, good performance by the youngsters. Certain guys stake the claim. Certain men, we could honestly say the time at United
definitely we hadn't only names of some of those guys, Chef.
Huh?
We what the name of some of those guys who would have stake a claim.
If Chef don't call them, I can call them. I can tell you that for sure.
I can call some names too.
So I can definitely say nobody can tell me Jesse Lingard cannot be playing for Manchester United. I'm sorry. The man is a player. Eric Bailly is a boss.
Yeah.
Let me don't even get it waxed. The man good. He looked real secure, and I like to tell you, Bailly, I feel is a Trinidadian, you know.
He does
because
play
Bailly does do some kind of dribble, and you could see he going in the locker room and laugh about it after. But the guy composed. Henderson is a I love how Henderson does command this area. Good goal by Mason. The one person, and you know, I guess everybody time does come to an end, but I could honestly say, Mata time finish. Mata don't have them legs at all again. Even he had an okay-ish game, but the pace of EPL, Mata enable with that again. I honestly think one of the worst things Ole could have done was extend Mata's career with Manchester United. Better than it offer that man a spot on the bench with him. So yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, we have some comments inside. Let me. Tariq inside. Good night, man. Ever since saying good night, fellas, looking forward to an excellent show as per usual. Yes, man. We don't disappoint at all. Good night, esteemed gentlemen. Hopefully Reem should be in at some time tonight. Chef, I'm disagree with you here, bad. King
Right.
Pre say Lingard out. Right? We see Riley Bailly for the first 11, definitely. Somebody agree with you here in terms of Bailly. Bailly again was solid. Lingard could eat rocks, whatever that means. Right? And Big Phil with his neo shades tonight, definitely. Without further ado, Big Phil, let me hear what you thought.
So just to allude to what Chef said, Eric Bailly, what more does the guy have to do to be in the first team? The guy is solid, the guy is aggressive, but what's most important? The guy is composed. A lot of people don't get composure in their center backs of today, right? It's almost like when a ball is coming at me, I must head it back out, and that looks good, right? But the ability for me to control this ball on my chest, or for the ability for a striker to be running at me and to still get away from that striker and run with the ball without any pressure, that's what you call composure, and that's Eric Bailly. With regards to Wan-Bissaka, Diego Dallo, your place as a right back is secure. I was not impressed with Wan-Bissaka today. Bissaka was looking like Bond ice. I am not impressed.
He was terrible today.
Yeah. Diego Dallo, you will probably have that right back position secure for a little bit longer. Because Wan-Bissaka, you are originally part of the first team. You were an OG. Yeah. I know all of a sudden you look like you are about to hold the bench next to Eric Bailly. Unfortunately. To the midfield.
And that was, Phil, before you go on, and that was one of the things with Oli, because he would have spent that amount of money on Bissaka, he had to justify his place in the team. When maybe it wasn't justified when Dallo maybe was performing in training, because from what we have seen from Dallo, he had to be performing in training. He couldn't just come into the first team and hit form like that.
Yeah.
And like you said, man, Dallo definitely will be working and trying to keep his position as the starting right back for United going forward. With regards to the midfield, Juan Mata, thanks for your services. That's all I got to say. Thanks for your services. When milk is expired, you take it out the fridge and you throw it down the sink. Juan Mata. Thanks for your services. Come and be on the panel with All In All United and come and let's talk football, man. That's all. That's all we can do.
Invite him one day because he needs that.
Correct. Now, I got to go in on Jesse Lingard because, in my opinion, Jesse Lingard was supposed to be that kind of leader for the youngsters tonight. He did not display that tonight because the youngsters were looking up to him because, one, he's a first teamer. Two, he was part of the Man United Youth Academy. So the academy youngsters are looking up to him to see, okay, let me see what I can do because, Jesse Lingard made it to the first team. Let me see what I got to do to make it to the first team by looking at Jesse Lingard, right? And he did not live up to expectations tonight.
But he wasn't terrible, man. Lingard had some good moments.
Lingard looked like one of them, but
you find so, Chef?
Today.
Well, Chef boy, I don't know, boy. Lingard did. Let me move on. We can talk about Lingard later on, right?
Yeah.
Another guy that he only made maybe one or two mistakes, but another guy that impressed me. Let me go back to the centre back pairing of Eric Bailly and Nemanja Matic. Nemanja Matic was the guy controlling everything today. Not Lingard, not Donny van de Beek, not Juan Mata. Nemanja Matic in that. Nemanja Matic slot right back into that centre back position, like he was playing that position for years.
Yep.
For years, and he looks so comfortable, guys.
Maguire could take notes.
Yeah, but a lot of people are telling me, oh, Big Phil, give Maguire a chance under Ralph. And I said, okay, no problem. I can give Maguire a chance under Ralph, okay? No, on to the front three. Elanga, Amad Diallo, you weren't I mean, you can tell that they were shaking off some rust, right? They have
Yeah.
first team experience, but you can tell guys who have not been in the first team playing week in, week out, and they had to shake
Yeah.
off some rust, right? So I kind of expected the performances that they put down tonight. And then on to Mason Greenwood. What a goal! What a goal! Right? I I definitely want to see you fighting for your place into that first team because you were part of the first team. Then we signed CR7. Don't turn it to Tony Martial where we sign a big name and then you start sulking because Tony Martial sulked when we signed
Yeah.
Zlatan. He sulked when we signed Romelu Lukaku, and he's probably still sulking now, right? But Mason Greenwood, you took that goal well today. Good cross from Luke Shaw, who I think still has a shout for the first team, in my opinion. Luke Shaw,
He does.
because as I told some people on some other podcasts, and was spring of the entire team performance. Straight up with you guys, I got a bit disinterested around the 60th minute, and I switched to another game. I was just literally
Part of the game.
I only no. I serious.
Yeah, it was kind
I
of
switched back when I heard that.
breaking up a lot.
I switched back to our game when Zidane, Iqbal, and Charlie Savage came on. I wanted to see how those guys would have done. That's when I switched back.
All right, cool. So we got somebody comments inside. Right, first, Kiel saying, Wan-Bissaka, Matic, Mata, out my club, oh God.
Hello, Harsh.
Do like song so now, man. Do like song so.
The man put
Different.
you watch Matic play and say out my club. Or they
Number
wicked.
one, I
different,
know.
boy.
I find that a little harsh with one, man.
Yeah, boy. Lingard disappointment. And I agree with the Lingard disappointment. I was really expecting more from Lingard today. Right? Ever since United are blessed with two outstanding goalkeepers. Hendo had a good game. Right? Commanded his area and read the play like a boss.
Yep.
Yeah.
Sweeper, keeper.
Jody, good night, man. Right? Amara and Ilanga just still green, but they have a fit here. But to be honest, Ahmad, I think Ilanga looked green, but Ahmad to me didn't look green enough. He just looked a little shorter fitness.
Fitness.
Yeah, shorter
Yeah.
fitness, shorter match
Ahmad look pretty decent, man.
He should have scored today, though.
Yeah, he should have scored more than one.
Mhm.
Yeah. After the goal, I switched the game. Wow, a tough boy. Lion, yeah, go.
Yeah, well, I didn't expect too much from this game today because a lot of these fellas not playing week in, week out. But who impressed me today? Matic played well, being a centre back. Well, Baye, of course, always does well. He might make one or two mistakes, but he always does well for the majority of his game. Donny. I don't know what to say about Donny. I think this was a chance for Donny to show up himself a little more because the opposition wasn't that strong, but he had an opportunity to do something in this game, and I wasn't too impressed with him. I think he probably needs a little more games, but I mean, oh gosh, Donny.
I agree with you, Lion, but the only reason I can be a little bit lenient with Donny is that the other 5 or 7 players are not on the same wavelength as him.
Yeah.
Well,
That's right.
but
all of me saying that, we saying that, but look at the decision making that you telling me, all right, that play he made today for the goal, you telling me that is about wavelengths?
No, that was a poor decision because
that was a bad mistake. Don't get
That was
me
a mistake.
But that was only that was 1 minute. That was 1 minute out of 19, Nico. There were so many runs that could have been made by the young.
Yeah, but to me, he was poor. He was poor for almost the entire game.
Yeah, I'm not denying he was poor, but I just being a little bit lenient because some of the other guys are not on his same level, right? It's almost like Donnie playing with Donnie is almost like when you play when you play FIFA, right? And you trigger the guy to run, the guy gonna run. It's almost like Donnie was pressing R1, but none of the guys ain't running. But don't get me wrong, he was poor today though. He was poor.
Yeah. Wan-Bissaka. To me, Wan-Bissaka was playing, but it's like he was hearing Darlow saying, "I'm coming to take your pick." Coming to take your
Dan,
pick because he was just he was making some bad passes and then
positional
time
play.
tackles. Gosh, boy.
This man positional play was terrible today.
Yeah, I don't know. Like his head wasn't in the game today. Luke Shaw.
Yeah, he is all over the place.
Luke Shaw could give a shout for the left back position. It'll be actually glad he played. He didn't play well, but he played okay enough today because we need competition for places, right?
Yeah.
For sure.
That's why I'm so disappointed in Wan-Bissaka because he made it too easy for Darlow to keep his place.
So to come and take his position.
Yeah. Well, my sentiments are the same for Juan Mata. Thanks very much. The front three was a little impressive, but decision making again was the problem.
Yeah.
And for Ahmad, he should have scored at least 2 goals. Well, nice goal by Mason Greenwood. And Ilanga was good. We need to see more of these fellas, but one player that really impressed me that came on was Mengi.
Yeah.
Mengi, he practically saved us a few times because we could have been down at least by 2 goals if it wasn't for him coming back and making that tackle. So, and well, the other youths, we need to see more of them, but I don't think we would, based on the fact that a lot of our team players are coming back also, like Cavani and those other guys. So
Varane.
Forget them French players.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, Martial's still above them fellas and them.
Them French players can kick rocks.
Yeah. So
right.
we could forget some of them youths for now unless we beat Aston Villa and we get somebody lower in the cup.
Yeah.
When Nico go through the comments, I got to address a comment because I said this exact same comment to Reem earlier today. But you go.
Well, let me go to the comments now. Right. I was worried when I saw the lineup, but was pleasantly surprised. Hey, Anderson, good night, man. Right. Jody saying, Nico, what I meant was it wasn't all that. I wanted to see Barca get knocked out because I know we're already inside. Yeah. Right. Yeah, enough. Arun saying good night, guys. Rotation was nice to see, and we had a decent control of the game too. Is improvement. Yeah. Right. He's saying 6 Man United teenagers playing UEFA Champions League tonight. 17-year-old Shola, 18-year-old Charlie Savage, 18-year-old Zidane Iqbal, 19-year-old Amad Diallo, 19-year-old Teden Mengi, 19-year-old Ilanga. Irony, we faced the young boys.
Young boys versus young boys. Huh?
Yeah. Hey, Kian, good night, man. I saw the message, boy, but I was busy hooking up here, boy. Right? So you'll get all the info on how the game was and my insight of the game up for sure.
There's a comment here.
Yeah, exactly.
Good night.
I told Nico I messaged Reem because young boys had the ball and they were about to, make a play, but the ball was about to go out.
Yeah,
and I thought myself, okay, Wan-Bissaka going to let this ball go out and it will be our ball.
Yeah.
Wan-Bissaka, instead of heading the ball back into the opposition, this guy angled his ball. So obviously, when you angle your ball, when you angle your body and your head, instead of the ball going to the right towards the opposition, it went to the left towards us. And I'm like, is this guy for real?
Nah. Yeah.
One have a left side and a right side.
And I agree. right? But this part now can't fight down Donny, right? As much playing with nearly a whole different team, different tactics. For that, definitely I disagree with, right? Because you
Different team,
saw
Nico.
no
Different team.
lack or a total lack of awareness into when Donny made that play, because he's supposed to be sensing that danger from long time, and
But
he
Nick,
played that this casual kind of pass, like if that
Is it like
sweat,
he tried to make a
so
1-2 right on top
I
of the
had to fight
box?
down Donny there, and
no, but
I
it
know
have no.
Reem say, play Donny from deep because he better Donny. That happened today, and still I wasn't impressed.
That,
But if I
I
could just
understand.
come in here. All right, go ahead, chef. Sorry.
No, it's okay. But I just saying, yeah, there's absolutely nobody gonna sit here and try to defend Donny on that goal. That was nonsense.
No,
And
no,
as
no,
a
no.
senior player, he could have done bad. But men doing like the man play bad for 90 minutes.
I
I
find it
think I could
bad,
have
but in
just
fact,
see a little
maybe it have
more.
an expectation that he is not meeting, So I think that is me. That is where I am in terms of done.
See,
Right. Here's your next comment here. Good night, guys. Hey, Josiah. Good night, guys. So it was United, Young Boys versus Young Boys, definitely. Right. Mengi was an eye opener.
for
Exactly.
people who don't know him,
Yeah.
Mengi is the
And
future.
David. Good night, man. Yeah. Yeah. So Rim, let me hear what your take on it.
Yeah, good night, fellas. And those in the comments. How to play it, boy? It was an interesting start. One of the things I had mentioned to somebody, I can't remember who it was early when the team sheet came out, was I was interested to see how the team would perform. Not really focused on result, because we were already through. Right? I don't think if our position was secured, Ralph would have made the kind of changes that he did. So the fact that we were already in, I figured that I would be interested in seeing the performance instead of focusing heavily on what the result was, right? So, because I remember under Ollie, every time Ollie would change the entire 11, we would see a disaster class. We would look like we don't know what we're doing. And imagine our first 11 would usually look poor, right? But with a heavily rotated team, we would look worse, right? So I was looking to see, we saw with less than a day training with the senior team, we saw a brilliant first half, a sign of things to come. So that's what I was looking for. I wanted to see what this rotated squad was going to offer, at least in the first half, because if the first team could have only give us 45 minutes, or 45 minutes against Crystal Palace, then I wasn't going to expect the second team, the B team with a lot of youths, to give us a full 90, playing high intensity, football against men, if I could use that term. So in the earlier part of the game, I was impressed with the kind of intensity I saw from the likes of Greenwood, Elanga, Ahmad, Donny and Mata, the partnership in the middle there. It wasn't too encouraging for me, but I was like, you know what, Ragnick, something new. Let me see how this thing can work, right? And I mean, I wasn't overly impressed by the senior players. Let me just put it like that. But in terms of, up to a certain point, just like what we saw against Crystal Palace, after a certain point in the game, the levels dropped, and the game, it was a real bore for me. And it was just a matter of surviving out, because I realized that young boys began to pick up momentum, and they gained confidence. And, we were just trying to not lose the game. That's how it looked for me, But going back to just the positives, I thought the opening minutes, we played with a lot of freedom. We didn't play with fear. The guys were going forward. So I seeing, indicators from what it seems that Ragnick trying to get over to the fellas, that, hey, we want to be on the front foot. because I saw forward passes, I saw intent, I saw attacking intent. It didn't come off for most part, and it's understandable, but I saw attacking intent. And it's only after, as I said before, after the intensity levels dropped, is then we saw when Young Boys grew in the game. Right? Just also on the goal that we conceded, Donny could have done better. Donny, I don't know why Donny was trying to jokes in the back there. Right? But I wouldn't conclude on his performance on that one mistake. I thought he had an okay game. I didn't think he had a poor game. Right? And then also adding to the mix when you consider who he played with. Yes, he had to stand up and hold his hand up for himself and play for himself. But sometimes your teammates could help or break you. You understand? And I thought playing him alongside Mata, even with Wan-Bissaka making some really, really poor passing decisions, putting the team under pressure. I thought, it will put more pressure on you, right? Who I don't think he played enough games to have that kind of confidence on that level. And you could have said it run across the entire team in terms of how the performance levels dropped after a while.
All right, so I hear you, right? And before I go to the comments, so all right, a player who is on the bench, right? And we would have been seeing football years, right? How it is, he is going to stake a claim to be in the starting 11. The only how is when he gets his chance, he takes his chance. And it doesn't be about the excuse of not enough game time and not enough game time. Case in point, right? Greenwood. Look at Greenwood. Greenwood coming off the bench, right? But if you see Greenwood performance, yes, you're saying that, hey, Greenwood, if Rashford don't watch himself, Greenwood should be starting in front of Rashford. Because he is taking his chance. He is taking his chances when he comes on the field.
Not mean interject. I can interject a little bit here. Listen to me. Mason Greenwood has been so poor that he didn't deserve to be on the bench. He took his goal nice. Not saying that because the man is a pure goal scorer. But Mason wasn't that good today, though. Under all kicks.
You find so?
What Mason do for today?
I find Mason not a strong game.
I thought Mason was okay. I thought Mason was okay, Nico.
Okay.
He was okay.
Nothing else.
I find Mason not a strong game.
No.
But his okay at the moment, and Rashford is also okay too. So is that
no, Rashford ain't okay. Rashford ain't okay.
Rashford
not okay.
Right, well, there's a toss-up between two of them. Because
there's a toss-up between two players who should be doing better.
Yeah. But you see, what I was saying, right, is when you play certain, like for instance, we're looking at how, we had so much young players on the field. Obviously, if I were to all right, so let's look at Elanga. Today, Elanga was very industrious, but I didn't think Elanga lit the world at all, right? But when you look at him in the context of playing with more seasoned professionals, when he came on against Crystal Palace, he looked good. So much so that he was given the opportunity today. So what I'm saying is when you play a particular player in a setting where it's a little more conducive for him to succeed, then you'll see a better player. And this is why I'm saying you put Donny in a team where Wan-Bissaka has been rubbish for quite some time. The first time Mata played since when? Right? This is a new style of football that you're playing and you're throwing an entire new team.
Lingard.
How do you expect Lingard? How do you expect Donny to look proper? But I'm saying that because you put Donny in a team with more of the first teamers who more match fit, more match sharp. You understand what I'm saying? They carry a better understanding of what the system requires. Then you'd see a better player, similarly to Greenwood. So you took Greenwood. I'm gonna say this, right? You put Greenwood where Rashford played on Sunday against Crystal Palace, and you'll see a better Greenwood because he have more complete players around him. So I'm not gonna judge Donny based on him playing alongside Mata and Wan-Bissaka in a system that's new to everybody, and he have about 4 18, 19-year-olds around him who don't play regular football.
Nico, I gotta agree with Reem because you gotta ask yourself, when last one Mata played 45 minutes of football, let alone 90? That's
Yeah.
Mata
one.
playing 90.
That's
Yeah,
one.
He played midfield.
Jesse Lingard's game, Jesse Lingard's mind is not on Man United, it's on leaving Manchester United. You got the likes of Elanga and Amad Diallo who don't have the same wavelength as, let's say, your Marcus Rashford or Sancho or even Cristiano Ronaldo, right? When Donny has the ball and he sees Ronaldo and Sancho, he knows one thing is going to happen. They're going to move into space. I don't know if Amad Diallo can read Donny's mind. I don't know if Elanga can do the exact same thing as well too, right? As Reem said, you put them in an environment that will help them to succeed, they will succeed. 8 out of 10 times they will succeed.
I'd love to see it.
Yeah.
All right.
Watch when Donny make the mistake. Tongue was out the mouth and the intensity was high, so I breathe hard.
No, but Donny was playing. All you see Donny tackling today.
Yeah.
I think he was doing well.
He Alan rugged enough. Man,
maybe the expectation.
But what expectation you have when you watching McTominay and Fred play every week and you're talking about what your expectations
because I know the levels I
expected?
I know the levels I expected, and
but bro,
and from what I saw, he's still good enough. He's still good enough to out Fred and McTominay at the moment. When
you're
get
wicked, boy, you're real wicked, bro.
No, but that's true.
I thought Reem was wicked with this Martial thing, but they call you win. You win.
That's it. That boy Donny had to do plenty to convince.
Nah, he can't.
Right?
Honestly, he can't oust them fast.
Body one mistake.
Not yet. You need time to do that.
The heavily rotated team, it was a little difficult to build chemistry with the youths, but his tackling was good.
That is the point we make it.
Right. Kidon, hey, good night, man. Hey, good night, fellas. Sorry, on IG, I ran Wan-Bissaka collided with an advertising board at the full time I was stretchered off. Hope he's okay.
It didn't make
Yeah.
That was
but he already had an injury to his hand from one of the last games he played. So I think he damaged that again on his knee or something. That's all right.
He could rest on the bench and get.
He was just too embarrassed with his performance to walk off the bench.
You know what I would have observed that happened by the end of the game. And you know, to me, I didn't see no player went to him.
Yeah,
I don't think they knew what happened because he went in the dugout. Dugout area.
I don't think they knew.
Because he was in the corner surrounded by a lot of security.
And to that point, Nico, did you see though when Donny made the mistake how they went to him?
Yeah.
His teammates came around him one time and tell him shake that off.
Yeah. David saying Ranić wanted Harry to have a third-person view as to how much, I guess, he does play by starting Matic in that position today. Kale saying, which top 6 team taking Wan-Bissaka as their lead right back?
Arsenal.
Yeah, you could.
Arsenal again past Tomiyasu, boy. I mean, Wan-Bissaka again past Tomiyasu. Tomiyasu looking good right now.
Donny coming off the bench weekend.
Of course.
Had to be off the bench.
But we said that, you know, everybody likes Juan for his tackling. Full stop. But Juan's positional, and I'm talking about when Juan in form. Juan's positional play and his lack of what he offers going forward will always hamper us.
Yeah.
I'm not saying the dude is a rank shitong and can't play, but Manchester in world football today, the wing backs had to offer something.
Exactly.
He had on a Timberland today, but oh gosh, some of them passes was.
And you see it. Watch any top team in the world and watch where the crosses and things that's come back.
You can start from Man City with Kyle Walker, Chelsea with Reece James, Liverpool with Trent Alexander-Arnold. Those guys going forward are dangerous. Wan-Bissaka isn't as Chef said, in today's football. Even if you go back to Dani Alves at Barcelona, that guy was up and down.
Yep.
Wan-Bissaka does not offer anything going forward, right?
And
as Chef said, the guy is great at one-on-one tackling. That's it.
Yep. But the thing about it makes it easier for teams to set up against us. Because they know, hey, that man is coming forward. Then they know the one on the next side. You might get a good game from him today. You never know with Shaw. So, yeah. I'm sorry. But right now,
some of the comments. And then we'll get into some other stuff. Right? So, Jody saying Rashford okay in the first team is a totally different okay for Greenwood in the second string team. All right. Patricia VOY for your information. I'm not sure what I mean. Anybody else know?
Just get that comment. Yeah.
David Dennis, we can't judge Donny in a team next to Mata. Yeah, well, you had to show me something because from what you show me in that team, I can't start you next game. I can't think about starting you. Yeah, give me something to think about. But I hear earlier. Yeah. Compare Donny today with an average Scott McTominay performance, and I think Donny had a way better match than Scott. All right.
I'm telling you, that's what I'm saying.
That's what inside I hear.
That's what I'm saying.
That's what I'm saying.
Right now, Nico on that towboat by himself paddling, you know.
Yeah. I really want to be proven wrong with Donny van der Beek. He to me is a consummate shit on. Anyway. I hear my shot.
Norwich? Wow.
Ever since saying Donny's a countryman better than Scott, please don't compare the two. What's my Scott too? Ain't good enough. But I feel Scott ahead of Donny. Well, clearly he ahead of him because he's starting every week. Right? Arsenal is not top 6 fellow.
But the amount of Arsenal fans that messaged me before we put 3 in them, that they were in the top. They were going to say, you know what? If we beat Manchester United, we are in top 4, right?
Yeah.
They can't message me no more. I restart my phone. I restart everything on my phone. I uninstall and reinstall WhatsApp, and they're still in messaging me, boy. But I get where you're coming from, though.
Yeah, Julie asking a question here. So Nick, you telling me Donny van der Beek better than Scott? I feel that you meant it next way in terms of Scott better than Van der Beek. Right?
Oh, you mean Donny van der Beek not better than Scott?
Jody, he's starting every game, so the proof is in the pudding. The proof
Nico,
is in the pudding.
Don't do that.
Yeah, but
Don't do that.
That is not going to work.
Harry Maguire better than Eric Bailly?
Or that is Victor Lindelof better than everybody?
Don't matter.
You think Ragnick gonna start Van der Beek instead of
Here was my take on it, right?
You gotta deserve it. As long as you deserve it, you get a chance, Rim.
Here's my take on it, right, guys? Ragnick come in. Ragnick not gonna really try to ruffle up and upset nothing right now. He now learning the players. Cause remember, as dread as he might be, you had to respect player power nowadays, right? So not that he gonna submit himself to player power and them in charge. That is not what I'm saying. But he come in, he had to observe who in charge. He will observe what's going on. He will continue to go with the team that are winning because they have been winning. So you don't want to change a winning team, right?
Yeah.
But what's going to happen very, very soon is the people and them who not up to scratch going to stick out like a sore thumb. And we're going to see changes in that team. So I ain't worried enough. I telling you very, very soon is either a new player gonna come in and take McTominay pick or Van der Beek gonna take McTominay pick. Right?
I could see a new player coming in.
Yeah. And I telling you very, very soon we're gonna start to see players come in and take the pick for favorites. I just given it some time.
Yeah,
I do
You'll
expect
see
Ragnick
exactly.
to come
you will
and
see
just
man
change the
getting
total
phased
11.
out.
Yeah, I'm not gonna expect Ragnick to come and just change the whole 11 like he vexed with somebody. He not gonna do that. He'll
Can't do
take his
that.
time while he putting in and his system, his tactics, his mentality, his philosophy. People could get win out. So I telling you, very very soon, I not gonna McTominay gonna be watching football from the sideline. Men like Wan Bissaka gonna be watching football from the sideline. Rashford,
He done
Bruno,
start already.
them fellas and them could see themselves watching football from the sideline if they don't
Of
continue.
course.
If
Cavani
they don't
come
up the
back.
game. You understand?
There are three positions in that team I watching up for grabs. You know. You see that
Yeah, which
where
ones?
Scott playing.
Yeah.
The right back position up for grabs too. You know. If
You
if
think when Masaka
Darlow
have a chance?
if Darlow and watch himself, listen, as we saying, we need players who could go forward, right? Darlow wasn't the strongest at defending, but based on the fact that we're playing a different style now, he looking good in that right back position.
I gotta show you something.
But
Lee.
I'm gonna tell you one more position. You see Bruno?
Yeah.
If
Yeah.
Bruno and back up.
Yep.
If Bruno and start playing good.
So then it
Let
had
me
to
tell you
before.
something.
So what about the centre back positions?
No, well,
The
we
centre
have
back,
Varane, we have
centre backs.
we have centre backs. We have Phil Jones
We
there.
have
But that was
centre
the
Ragnick want
position
to
up for
play the
grabs.
man there.
Lion, you were going so good if
Mark,
you're
it was
coming.
going good, you know.
No, you know
It
why?
was
You know why
going
I'm
good, you
saying
know.
that? Because Ragnick mentioned the man. He said, "I would have liked to play Phil Jones." He probably wants to see what he could do, to see if he give him a chance too. Because
Listen,
when you
listen.
see
I can tell you something now. I can tell you something now.
Go ahead.
Slabhead playing that
Ragnick
game,
being a politician.
you want to try to get somebody else in that position?
I can go back to the right back position, right? If Man United are successful in implementing this Gen game press, there's no need for Wan-Bissaka.
No,
Yeah.
There's no need.
no.
If we
Yeah.
are successful and we press teams as a unit, what's
The-
Diego Dallo probably get 2 or 3 assists and maybe 1 goal. That's
Yeah.
all.
Yeah,
The game is
Wan-Bissaka won't get those numbers.
The game is going to be so compact that
wouldn't need
leading
all
a
that
player
defensive
who out of
quality.
position and have to it would make him null.
yeah.
Yeah, and Jody, I playing Darlow in my fantasy team this weekend, eh? So because I feel
Norwich boy,
confidence
had to
high,
make some changes by Cavani coming back.
and
Nah, yet.
Well, Ronaldo
right. So
had to make him the captain, actually.
So I want to ask that question, right? So
Then
I
nothing could
saw
change
today,
Salah from my gap.
that Shaw would have come off at the 60th minute. You
Yeah.
know? Is it that you think that decision was a decision because Ragnick wanted to place him back in the first team
What?
on the weekend? Or
No.
is it that he just managing his recovery from the injury, or which was a head injury more or less? Or
He always
maybe,
have a head injury.
I don't know.
Brain
So what do you
injury.
think? So what do you think?
Shaw actually had
Waiting
2
about
head injuries.
I was confused because I think I'd asked when I see the substitution, I asked Phil. Alright, I say why Shaw come off? Because Shaw, unless there's an injury that Shaw had that we didn't know about, right? That he took Shaw off because when he came off and I saw him talking to one of the coaches, it looked as though
It looked like he had a niggle.
he was looking in some discomfort. I didn't get a chance to see the post match to see if Ralph mentioned anything, but it was surprising to me. And
Probably will say something tomorrow.
yeah, I am very interested to find out why he take Luke Shaw off. You know,
Why
I
you
don't
take
think
off
it have,
Henderson, too?
I don't think it have anything to do with preparing
Norwich.
him to play for Norwich because I think Dallo and Tellez places kind
Tellez.
of more or less show for that game. Right
Why
now,
you take off
yeah,
Henderson
yeah.
also?
Is
so
You're not going to
right,
change
is
up
Dallo-
with the team.
could be
it's
anything.
Dallo and Tellez positions to lose right now.
Yeah.
But he also
And-
took off Henderson too, so
I don't. That one was confusing too.
It's some
Because-
I
weird-
guess
No,
he,
no,
want, he,
you
want,
talk
he
about
wanted
that
to
one.
give Champions League debuts to almost everybody. That's how I see it.
Yeah. That's what
He
it
said
was
that
about.
for Tom Heaton.
I
At
see
35,
Henderson
they gave
clapping
Tom
like
Heaton
that's
his
the last
debut
game.
for Manchester United at 35.
Nah, but let's be real. We're through to the knockout stages already. So why risk hurting
Why
your
not?
second best players, right? So
well, no, but
But
this
he
what I'm
never
saying.
played for us before, anyway.
No,
Because he was
Champions
there
League?
before, right?
but Nico, what I'm saying, right?
He
No,
never
not
got
Champions
shouted.
is
Okay.
Dean Henderson, right? He came into the club, touting to take over De Gea place, right? And he had to me, this is a real serious fall from grace, because it's like you fall flat because you fall and you never recover, because even, I mean, you get taken off in the what I can't remember what minutes it was. You get taken off
Around the
for
60
Heaton.
or
That
something.
substitution was totally unnecessary, regardless as to whether you wanted to give a debut to Heaton or not. This is Dean Henderson. This is our number 2. He's supposed to be playing as much games as possible. So if ever you decide that you want to drop De Gea, not drop,
De Gea.
rest De Gea, then Dean Henderson's supposed to be there playing the whole game. The keeper position is not a position it is take off men unless they're injured.
I was
that was
surprised at
surprising
that
to me.
substitution too.
That was surprising to me.
And I see clap like I leave him in January. He's
No,
time
but
I'll tell you something.
I asked one of my loan, yeah.
I cannot see Henderson staying to be no second keeper.
No.
Real talk.
But we are Manchester United. Why we can't have a strong second keeper?
No, we need
yeah.
more
We
shot.
I'm not
can,
saying
but
no.
Second keeper should be
but
Heaton.
but the
I am
difference
not
between
saying no.
the difference between Dean Henderson and like Sergio Romero. Sergio Romero talk. He has acknowledged that, you know what, I am going to be second best to David De Gea, and I'm fine with that. Dean
That is
Henderson.
that was
not
the
Dean
problem.
Henderson.
Dean
He's
Henderson
trying
not
to
to
make
mention-
England also.
Not to mention
Yes,
Dean
he wants to
Henderson
be
is
starting for
young.
England.
No competition. It had
Yeah.
no
And-
competition, and that is why the Gea game fell off so much.
But Sergio
Because
Romero
the
was a
competition-
decent
No,
keeper.
Romero was real good in
No, he
Europe.
was
He was good in the Europa League.
And Romero
But
was a
he
decent
wasn't any
keeper.
competition.
We was unfair to Romero.
Yeah,
There
you were
was a
supposed to
lot
play
of
the
games Romero could have
Europa
get
Let me
played.
get some
final.
comments,
You're
guys.
supposed to play that, actually.
You watch
some
him, man.
comments.
The man
Right.
saved good throughout and play him in our finals. That is a real diss. Well, there's a clown.
And I totally I agree with you there, Chef. Right? So Kale say Christmas period we have plenty of games. Remember, get dropped once they can't improve or keep up. And I think also rotation, to keep players fresh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right?
Because Nico, that system we play in, men need to be fresh, so it will
Yep.
definitely
Yeah.
have rotation.
Yeah.
for sure.
Expect injuries.
Yeah, they've been just saying good night, fellas. Donny will leave in January. New agent plus will take long to impress Ralph into teammate cameos. Sad, but looking most likely. And
I don't
like
think
my
so.
saying, he to even get a game in the first team, you had to deserve it on the training field. And if you deserve it on the training field, then you will
But-
continue
but-
to get 30 minutes.
Yeah, but
I
Nico,
think with-
So
I know you're in
Nico-
the comments. Let me just say this, right? I think we're being too quick on the draw with this Donny thing, right? It's only 2 games since Ralph in charge. One against Crystal Palace, and he say it's another reason why he didn't change the team. We understand why, right? Then today, Donny gave a full 90, and again, I will say that the team he played alongside wasn't the best to show Donny at the level that we'd want to see him. Put him alongside better players and he'll play better. So I think we jump in the gun to say after, he go leave in January because he ain't gonna get much minutes and only 30-minute cameos. And plus, and by the way, 30 minutes is plenty time, eh? 30 minutes is plenty time.
I don't think he would
Plenty to
leave,
show your
man,
worth.
because
Plenty to show your worth.
you see, if Ole was still there, I could have seen him
Yeah,
leaving in
exactly.
January.
I agree with that.
With
If
Ragnick.
he was still there, he could go.
I could give him until summer if he decides to leave. If we sign somebody else, then I could see that, but not now. He ain't leaving nowhere now.
Let me use movies as an example, right? We all know Will Smith. Will Smith. Some of Will Smith's best acting was with a good supporting cast in Fresh Prince of Bel-Air and Bad Boys. We can agree, right?
Yeah.
If you go to Will Smith in I Am Legend, one of the worst movies, the guy was acting alongside a dog and zombies. Worst movie ever. One of the worst movies ever.
The zombies will act better than him, man.
It was okay, but it's not to the same level as like a Bad Boys, right? Look at iRobot.
Yeah, but the dog was his star, Phil.
The dog was his star. I take it Carlton and Uncle Phil over that dog, buddy. I'm sorry.
He still wouldn't put any Manchester United defenders in my fantasy. Salah is set and forget captain for the rest of the season.
Correct.
Yeah,
I changed in Salah. I didn't even bother to look at captain again. I just look at the rest of players. Salah set.
Yeah, the man for my life, boy. Yeah, Ralph wanted to manage Shaw injury, plus he wanted to give Mengi a run out.
Mengi take a good chance.
It's alright. Shaw have that we know about or?
But he got two head injuries, one after the other. Yeah,
Okay.
But
Mengi's
trouble, eh?
Yeah, he good, man.
Jody said,
That boy I think it's either the second or third time I see him play, and he have it.
Yeah. Jody said, listen to me, man. The man said he giving everyone a run so you can assess them. His words from the press conference.
Yeah.
Right? Rumors Hendo going Ajax on loan. All right, Adventure. Right.
Yeah, let him go there.
Kenton Henderson ain't the number 2 again, Reem. He's going to be sold or sent on loan. Right? Kel saying, but on a real, Ralph, very transparent. He ain't give us BS or beating around the bush. He wasn't pleased that men didn't listen about playing around and allowing them to press us into mistakes.
Yeah, he spoke about that.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Kendon say a full 90 with Mata and then got a little wicked. Yes, Ben had to watch football big. But who would have put on by? Would have put Iqbal and Savage from the 75th minute by?
I want to know what all you see the bench. Who you wanted again?
Yeah, boy.
We don't have anybody else to put on there really.
We didn't have anybody. Listen, it's only 5 substitutions, you know.
No, but what I'm saying, right, is this what men like Donny and them other serious gamers is minutes in your legs. Just try to minimize mistakes and get minutes in your legs because Ralph Ragnick football is pace on it. Right?
Yep.
I think Ralph giving him a chance, man, because we've been seeing him come through. He giving him a chance.
Because if we look at let's look at how that first half starts. That was real energy. You had a watch man. That fitness level had to be different earlier. To maintain
that. He did say he was impressed with the fitness level, eh?
Yeah.
Right.
But that's
the one thing Ole used to try and feed us about the fitness. But it have Ole fitness and it have Ralph fitness. And this team, so far, but from what we have seen for 90 minutes, this team right now cannot give us that as yet. It will take a few weeks to get that level.
Yeah.
And I think Ralph fitness is just not physical, but it's also mental.
That's why he brought in the psychologist.
Mental part of his game is a big part of his game.
That's correct.
Yeah.
Because
I think if go ahead, Reem.
Because and that's a real good point to make there because he talked about that with Greenwood because I saw somebody post something about what he said about because he was asked about Greenwood in the post match and he spoke about Greenwood development up here.
Yeah.
Because he see that Greenwood needs some work up here.
He does.
He talent. He talented.
But he also talked about Greenwood that need to develop physically. That's what he said. He said Greenwood need to develop physically to be an established member of the first team. So he technically tell Greenwood he ain't ready yet. That's what he did now.
I would like to hear his comments. I would like to hear his comments on Anthony Martial mental.
Chef. Here now. The man let him recover now by.
Because it looked like he's fit enough to make children too bad.
The man only have 2 children you talking about. no,
that's the only place he can score.
No, but What I'm trying to say,
I
right?
kept on saying all the men who was only in watching football and hear explanation to things they never thought they'd hear.
Listen,
They show exactly.
when you hear Ralph talk, I dare say it's be like a breath of fresh air to, if you love football like me and you love the real nitty-gritty, the intelligent part of football, when you listen to that man talk, you had to be impressed.
You guys ever heard of TEDx?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how Ralph is sound. Like he's speaking at
That's
TEDx.
true. When Ralph finished talk, I say, well, United gone win the World Cup too, man.
Yeah.
That's how it feels.
No, Chef is right. I swear, no kidding. When Ralph finished talk, I feel like I just want to go and buy the man book or something like that, buddy.
Yeah.
Like that's serious, man.
You could really talk to football too.
It seems like since the United call him, this man has watched nothing else but footage of this team. Of this team. So he already knew, listen, I need to play how you playing, so I need to get somebody with mental because some of these players brain too good. I know some of given Tellis and Dallo. Dan, I just am so impressed with what the man is trying to do.
I think he watching United a while now because he had some comments about Shaw either last year or something. So he watching United a while now.
Yeah. If there was a course in football psychology or football poetry, the man has a master's, a doctorate, everything, buddy.
Yeah.
No, but simple earlier, right? The man, and he said it's common in the Bundesliga to have a sports psychologist. Right now, I don't know how much more clubs in the Premiership have that. Right? I don't know, but I know for sure Man United didn't have one. So
since 2001, yeah.
That is so weird, eh?
So the fact that he saw it fit to bring in this person, it really shows where he is really up here, and he keeps saying it's the brain. He had to train the brain. He had to train the brain.
He already
Reem, a lot of people don't realize that football is not played with your legs. It's played here.
That's why Wan-Bissaka suffering.
That's why Wan-Bissaka suffering.
Yeah, they just say this is what plenty players who only bring in. You understand, was just merely for athleticism and ability to defend. But when you actually see the mental aspect of the game, these players struggling. Yeah. So you're looking at the decision making is what questionable. How you could continually make this decision over and over, Mr. Marcus Rashford. How you could continue over and over to be running into brick walls. What going on, dog?
Yeah, Rashford on our way, boy. Oh gosh.
And you would think in today's society with social media as like one of the number one things as a catalyst that influences football players and their fans, right? You would need a sports psychologist because when you do well, social media rewards you. But when you do bad or you make a mistake as you make a mistake as a black man on social media, you're done. Done.
But what they were saying too, Ralph as a man would wake up the players like 2 a.m. or 12 a.m. to come and train, because he want them to dream the football too. He want them to be so much involved in the football mentally that when they come on the field, they just know what they have to do. He real into that psychology thing.
Yeah, but this is my thing. I think we super fans, it are fanatics, it are super fans. And we are super fans. And there's a thing that has been annoying us for years, that these fellas is multi-millionaires getting paid all this money, but them don't love this club.
No.
You have to have some pride.
Yeah,
and that listen bad.
But chef, sorry, Nico, I can be sure. Chef, the days of loving your club and being loyal are done. We're not in the days of Totti for Roma. We're not in the days of Ryan. Chef, the days are done. Del Piero for Juventus, Buffon for Juventus, Totti for Roma. Those days are done.
I'm not asking you to be like them fellas and them, but then respect where he is. Don't you play for Manchester United? What the hell?
You can't just love the salary. I don't love your job too when it comes to that. Football
I
is an
don't expect
enjoyable sport, you know.
still, and I want to understand this. I not talking about you be like, you see them fellas who you're just them as one club fellas, them as fellas that embody a club. I don't want that from you. I just want when you put on a Manchester United jersey, you respect it and you understand who you're representing. And we had to admit that for the years now, we have had players who clearly just want to earn big money.
So you know,
I
so
understand.
just to summarize, you play for the badge, and the fans will remember the name at the back.
Of
You
course.
know one thing I admired
Alright,
the,
so let's just somebody
in the
comments and
Arsenal
then
game.
start a rapid right, guys.
There's one comment.
Yeah.
One comment. Before when you're done.
Go.
You know what I admired in the Arsenal game? When Tellers put that tackle on Martinelli.
And he pumped.
That is
That's
the kind of
what I
mentality
want.
you want from the players.
That's what I want. You feel I want all you looking to shake hand and all this dotishness? That is
No.
Arsenal we playing. We come to beat them.
Yeah.
Nonsense.
All right, so ever since saying Ralph put it out in the universe that he admired United and will be interested in a role at the club. Hence, he was always up to time with our players up. Right?
Yeah,
Ralph
Ralph.
have real work to do on Rashford brain, no jokes.
Exactly.
It's not Rashford alone.
Exactly, right?
It's not-
Maguire, add
we have
Maguire
a
to that
few-
list, add Shaw to
We
that
have a
list.
few brainless ones.
Yeah, add McTominay, add plenty, the list long. Right?
And
It's like
David De Gea at times.
add Donny.
That clown
Because,
lie down on the ground,
after that
full up
mistake-
like he coming out his mother.
After that mistake from Donny, game wasn't bad, eh? But after that mistake, the man had Desmond right down, but he never recovered.
Take that on.
Yeah.
So he have a real confidence issue. Right?
He have a Anthony Martial complex.
Yeah. I can't say the psychologist is for players mental to come out of what we see over the last 6 to 7 years.
Exactly.
Those who can't learn quick will be gone. Right? Yes, I will say. Right, just like I saying, Ralph was watching this red woman a long time enough. Is we alone or Chef shouting? That's passion, or that's just how he does talk.
Both. Both.
Hey,
Ask anybody. Both.
yeah, correct.
Okay,
Roy Keane.
Roy Keane.
I don't know what you mean when you say Roy Keane. Roy Keane is our one player club man.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
doubt it. No, because he would have played with Celtic. He would have played with nothing.
But he's not
Roy
a Celtic.
Keane
He's not a Celtic
will be
legend. He's a
forever
Man
known
legend.
As a Manchester United player.
No, I
Them
think,
set of shit teams he play with besides us, it matter.
no, I think this comment
Wait,
might
wait,
be in
wait.
relation to what Kenton had said. Chef, is me a little chef shouting, passion, what I just said.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah.
Or they should come
Okay, alright.
because I just manage our pet match side. Or they should see me when I by the sideline. Trust.
Yes, Kenton. He
Trust.
need McTominay need work on his brain because he and all, he not mess.
You need a whole reboot.
Yeah, we
man.
need
you need a
proper
upgrade
midfielders.
everything. You need to go into the matrix
Like,
and
no
do
friends
a
on the
brain
pitch.
upgrade.
So let me ask something now because I noticed. So
Yeah.
are we finally convinced now, apparently, Fred is a proper player?
I'm
No,
convinced.
Fred playing a role and doing that job.
I want Phil answer that.
I could come back to that question in a January.
Thank you. And Phil, I would deal with that. I find
Don't get me wrong, Chef. A lot of people have been telling me, Big Phil, since Ralph came in, give everybody a clean slate. And I was second thinking those words. I said, you know what? Everybody on a clean slate from now on.
Yeah.
Everybody on a clean slate because it's new manager, new
Me
tactics,
too.
new philosophy. So everybody on a clean slate. But if you play crap, I can call you on All In, All United.
Agreed.
Of course, yeah. Exactly.
I personally find, and Phil, I'm with you on that yeah, Fred dig his grave a few times, but I personally find there were a lot of times he was also made the scapegoat.
Of course, yeah. Of course he was.
Yeah, and as KL said, the system fits Fred, to be honest.
Just
It
like
does.
Lindelof
We
was
actually
the
saw it
scapegoat for
from the
Maguire.
moment. Yeah, from the moment Carrick came into the team and started to play him a little higher. You started
Yeah.
to see that.
Like when he does play for Brazil.
Yeah. Fred playing that 6.
Right?
That's what going on.
Yeah. So you see, yeah, fellas, blessed night. Yeah, as we touched on this one time.
That's
You
too
know,
much.
Woo,
That is
9-0.
so before we move on from the Champions League game today, right? Yes, we'd have been through. However, there are some teams that we could play in the next round.
Yeah.
And then we're talking about PSG, Atletico Madrid, Inter Milan, right? I think that is maybe some of the
I
bigger
want
teams
PSG.
to call.
I don't mind
Wicked
PSG.
boy.
I want
You know,
PSG.
you know,
I want to
you know,
send Messi home.
Chef, no.
You know, PSG having the same problem
I
we
want
had.
to send Messi home.
PSG having the same problem we had.
No. I was Red Bull Salzburg.
They were sporting.
I was sporting.
Nah.
Give me even
You
Ben
want
Richard.
all
Give me
time,
Benfica
you
running.
PSG having the same problem we had. They relying on individual talent right now.
Yeah, right now, that is what
Yeah,
gets
but-
attacked them. PSG ain't playing no riveting football
Chef.
right now. Let me
Chef,
send
we
them
still
home.
need some work on my brain. You see when the work on the brain improve, then I think we can take that challenge.
We have
Well,
2
right
months
now,
to
we
work
suffer
on the
with
brain
a-
before we meet that opponent.
Well, this is the thing,
We
Nico. We're not
suffer with
playing
an
until next
inferiority
year.
complex.
We have
in
some
February,
time, man.
early February.
We are suffering with inferiority complex. Ask them for that see Messi, Neymar, et al. All of a sudden they feel they're not good enough.
Nah. Not when you have,
Nah.
So
not
until
when
we
you
get
have the
over
goat
that
on your
hurdle,
side,
But
yeah, man.
Nico, you know that only 3 times we play PSG. Is it a 3 or 4? We play PSG what? 3 or 4 times?
Yeah,
The last
maybe
couple
that-
of years.
PSG only beat us
could be that
once.
side. It could be that side.
yeah,
man.
but when they beat us when we needed to beat them or even get a draw.
Right, but that was
We beat them. We
Not
beat
good
them with
enough.
a brainless Harry Maguire and 10 men. So
Yep.
yeah.
Hey, we
let's
beat
keep
PSG.
PSG far from Manchester United until the quarterfinal round, please.
anyway, as I said on the
Beat
last
anybody,
All
right.
In, as I said on the last All In All United, I always predicted, and I want a moment silent for all of those. For this team called Barcelona. Because you guys, Barcelona, were laughing at us when we were in the Europa League.
Yes.
If I forget that, I don't give a damn about Barcelona anymore because all your fans are idiots. I don't care about Barcelona anymore. Oh my gosh, you are in the Europa League now. This is how Barcelona is now. Idiot thing that. I am done now. I am done. I had to get that off of my chest.
Yeah.
Don't worry. All of us was waiting.
And those are my
Well done,
closing
well
words.
Well done. So
Nah, listen,
then we get somebody comments.
it have 2 teams who the fans make you hate them. It's Barcelona fans and Chelsea
And
fans.
Arsenal.
Yeah, but
Them
You can
Arsenal
have
delusional.
Arsenal,
I used to
Arsenal.
study Arsenal. Arsenal fans are delusional.
Nico, I can be real. You can't hate Arsenal fans because Arsenal fans are the laughing stock of the
Yeah,
last
yeah.
I'm not shy to be laughing at we.
Them just delusional. But you see
I know.
Chelsea and Barca, them is where the wagonists go to live. And the wagonists and them just be the loudest thing. Them teams had to suffer.
Exactly.
Nice. Right, so we get somebody comments here. Right, hope we can finally get the Brazil Fred, right? Fred is the one in the middle, Kenton. There's talk down. We don't press without that short pit bull.
Yeah, confidence in Fred.
Yeah. Fred was always a proper player. All they're now seeing it. And Scott used to make the man look bad.
What the
I Kenton say that I want Atletico.
Kenton, you're wicked.
Hey, Kenton,
Oh,
well,
that
let's
fella's
stop
wicked.
drinking on the walk.
I don't want
now.
Atletico.
we
to
could
be
beat
wicked.
Atletico
team, when that
because
But we
beat
can
them.
beat anybody.
when that
We can beat
Atletico
anybody,
team
man.
peak, we in trouble. You're in trouble, you know.
Hey,
So about we
but
when
let's
we
stop it
pick,
now.
we ain't pick yet.
But
I
Only
ain't
let's
not
wicked,
stop it
supposed to.
now.
If I could play Trinidad in that next round, I take it.
Hey,
We ain't
Nah,
even
forget
pick.
that Atletico thing.
right? UCL's corruption, right? On the venture. Messi versus
For real,
Ronaldo.
boy.
So it's
But
I
PSG.
feel
Do not be surprised. Do not be
Yeah.
surprised if
I'm not
Manchester
surprised.
United pulls PSG. Okay, do not be
But
surprised.
Phil, I feel that might pull more money in a semi-final or quarter-final. So around a 16,
And semi-finals or finals?
I feel they
It
might,
don't
they might
matter to
miss me.
them. It's a
Because
pull
that
money
Yeah,
anyway.
but
That Ronaldo Messi thing could make real money.
It's a
but
pull
It
money
would make
anyway.
real money.
Anyway, I take it.
remember the faith in Manchester United, they might be a little low. So
So
they
they're
say,
drawing
yeah, what?
16.
They make it to this round, and we pin them now.
Yeah, they might give me that. I wouldn't be surprised
Right?
if we pull them.
Hey, right? So Kenton saying when studying PSG and sending Messi home, I trying to reach the finals and I taking the easiest possible way. I could give me Sporting or Atletico. Atletico
All you,
again, hey,
but
Atletico, you know, walk over side.
hear this now.
Ronaldo
All
just
you
scored against
watching
Atletico
Sporting
Madrid.
and Atletico play and find it easy?
No,
Simeone
some of the
is some
easier
kinda-
sides.
They mightn't have the big name, but them teams running it.
Internal, I don't mind getting internal.
I don't mind getting into
Yeah.
because I believe
Yeah.
no Italian team supposed to beat me.
Nah. Juventus there too, yeah. No, wait,
Juventus
Chelsea
there
came
too?
second.
Juventus in
Chelsea
poor
came
form,
second.
Lion. Juventus in poor
Juventus make
form.
it through.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
won the group actually.
Yeah,
Sorry.
they won the
Chelsea
group.
came
Chelsea-
They
second.
won
in
the
that
group ahead of Chelsea.
Yeah.
Chelsea draw 3-3 with
Oh, yes. Wow.
with
Zenit.
And Juventus ain't playing nothing, you know.
But I
Nah.
don't think we could meet our English team yet.
Nah,
no.
we
No,
can't
I
beat the
was
England team yet.
I was trying to remember if Juventus came second. I would not mind meeting
Yeah.
them too.
Nah, they came
Nah,
first.
Chelsea
They came
finished
first.
second.
Yeah, I
That's why the
remember.
Right,
fans
guys.
going mad.
Yeah, so what we gonna get, we will touch on the Norwich game, the expectation for the Norwich game, and your closing comments at the same time. Right? So Lion, go.
Honestly, well, I like taking games one day at a time, especially Ole heartbreak we had under Ole. Even though it's a new manager, I think we would still beat Norwich. But these are some of the games that we like to play with our food. But I think we could come out with a 3-0 victory.
Nice one. Okay. Chef.
One game at a time, like Lion, but we starting to see improvement. Jen, if Watford, I don't want to relive Watford now, so, but I honestly see an improvement in the team, so I'm positive. 2-0 Manchester.
Nice one. Phil.
Yeah, I take in every game every 90 minutes. Taking every game by 90 minutes, right? I want to see the same intensity that we showed versus Crystal Palace versus Norwich, because this Norwich side is here for the taking. They're even worse than Crystal Palace, right? So
Yeah.
I don't see why we can't put minimum 2 goals in the first half past them, right? So definitely looking forward to the weekend. Definitely looking forward to the intensity that we displayed versus Crystal Palace. And yeah, one game at a time, as Chef and Lion said. I'm not going to get too fussy over that first game. Just one game at a time, and we move.
Yeah. Reem.
Something is you, Nico, had mentioned one of the past shows that we did when you were saying if he could rotate fully. I don't know if it's you said, right? But somebody was saying if he could rotate fully, then he'll have a whole week to work with the regulars.
I think Nico said that. Yeah.
Right, and
Definitely.
we saw that, right? I mean, the guys would have played, some games in close proximity, and then the intensity that Ragnick requiring from the team now, it was wise. So now that them fellas gonna have a full week to train under Ragnick, right, without any games, without any recovery days to mess up a training flow, I'm expecting a real sharp United to come out against Norwich. And not only that, men know that they're playing for the pick now. Ollie not here no more, Carrick not here no more, McKenna not here no more. Right? Because
No, McKenna's here.
McKenna
McKenna's here.
there.
no.
Okay.
No, the man bringing in the coaches, right? The
True,
psychologists
true,
which are
true,
ready.
He's still there.
The psychologists which are ready and the other two on the way.
Yeah, Chris
Is Phelan
Arnold.
leaving? Rim?
Sorry?
Phelan.
Well,
Phelan.
nothing to confirm yet, but them fellas and them not gonna accept that push down the pecking
Nah,
order
them fellas
road.
gotta go.
Them fellas go through the frame. Right?
Oh, yeah.
But the point,
But
but the
sign
point
your
I'm making,
contracts.
so the point I'm making, the security that the favorites would have hold on to before, they don't have that again. So them fellas know how to perform. So I expect now when them fellas show up on the starting lineup and go out on that pitch, they're playing for the pick next game. So the United that I hoping to see going forward now is not a fearful team, but a team that know that they work for the food. You know, so I telling you, with this whole week where Ragnar get to work with the group, I feel that them fellas gonna come out real strong and hard against Norwich. So I'm optimistic, and I actually looking forward to the game. And know if there's one thing I know for sure, we're gonna get a real nice 30 minutes. After that, manage out the game. You know, yeah.
Yeah, and Cavani should be playing, right?
Now Cavani and
No.
Varane wouldn't be in until
Yeah.
next week.
Yeah.
Cavani, Varane, and Martial.
Yeah.
Not to mention that,
For me, definitely. Why first and foremost on that early, when players would have gotten a rest over extended period and they come back and play, they used to look real lethargic. I used to say these players need to be played every single game. Because some players, after they get a rest, they come back and they look real poor. So there's the difference I'm looking for. I want to see if these players, when they come out against Norwich, gonna be sharp and looking hungry.
Yeah.
And if I see that, to me, that is a sign that
going
something
forward.
different happening on the training ground.
Agreed.
You know, and that is when I would know that, this thing is different. There's something different we're really seeing. So definitely I see it, as Jody said, I wouldn't say 9, but definitely I see a highly motivated United.
Jody, if we beat Norwich 9-0, I can e-transfer you. I can e-transfer. Hey, yo, if we beat Norwich 9-0, I will e-transfer you. All jokes aside.
Phil, you gonna reconsider your wager now that we under Ragnick? You might lose some money, you know.
Yeah, I feel I can lose that
what's your
money.
money?
I feel so.
You know?
Boy.
Yeah, so I'm expecting a victory. Definitely expecting a victory and a good performance. You know, a good performance, and as we always just talk about, we want to see the tactical plan. You know, we want to see where we using the ball. People running off the ball where you're seeing like we know what we're doing now. You know, and definitely to me, as long as we have that, we have enough quality to score goals. You know, so yeah, victory. And I think nothing less than 2-0. You know, I'm here with that's the same thing. You know, nothing less than 2-0 victory over Norwich. You know, so guys, again, thanks. You know, thanks for your comments. Thanks for continuing to like and to share. You know, and again, definitely will be here for the Norwich game. You know, so guys on the panel also, thanks again, and
Problem.
definitely we will continue to enjoy this.